Hey you guys. Okay, so this is seriously my third time trying to make this video not super long, and it's just not happening because I'm attempting to explain everything that I'm doing and why I'm doing it so that you guys have like a little bit more of a thorough understanding of what goes where and why. So what I am going to do is if this video is way too long and you do not want to sit through it all or skim around, I'm going to try in the YouTube details below, I'll kind of put like step-by-step type things. So if you want to just try to read that, this might just be for more people that like, I guess, have the time to watch it. I'm sorry. It's going to be probably like 10, 13-ish minutes. Anyway, okay. So first, this video is supposed to be for if you missed the Boston Logic class. On Tuesday during the council meeting, we announced that I had copied down like an open house sign-in sheet like for your guys' websites. So Susan had done that, yeah, she got this made, the little button made that everyone was kind of like curious about. So kudos to Susan for getting that done. So now it's on, so the sign-in form is on everyone's site now. So if you guys have a website and you want to use that, like set it up on a laptop or a iPad during your guys' open house, they can sign in just through that instead of on a piece of paper. If you want to do this, you have to have your own website, and I will just go ahead and start there. The first thing that I want to mention is some of you guys with your websites, I know right off the bat, get confused. You log in and there's no content or marketing tab. That is probably happening because you are logging into the brokerage website. I'm assuming you're going here and logging in. When you want to do anything on your site, you need to be logged in on your domain. So this is Susan's, and she's got boisere.com, and this is where you log in. So whatever your URL is, usually it's like your first name .amherstmadisonlegacy.com, unless you guys have a custom domain, but that is where you log in. So once you are logged in to your website, we're going to go to content and dynamic forms. And everyone should have, I made two just because I was trying to figure out how to get it over to you guys. So you'll only have one, and it's right here. You can edit it by either going right here to this little edit button, or if you click open house sign in, you can also go to actions and edit. So right now, this is all the form looks like. Super basic information because I just kind of wanted to give you guys like a starting point. So if you want to use it as is, that's totally fine. If you just want to have those fields, cool. If you want to edit it and add more questions, I believe Susan has, Mike T has, just different questions like, are you working with a realtor? Yes or no? Yeah, any type of like, are you interested in anything that you guys are offering? Whatever. Ask. Quite a few people came and actually set it up on Tuesday to do the form. So ask around what questions they used and what would be good to use. You don't want to put too. I mean, I wouldn't put too many questions because it's just an open house. And you don't want someone sitting at your laptop for 10 minutes. And yeah. So anyway, you're going to go to actions, edit form. And here we go. Open house sign in. You can change this. This doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. The submit button is just after they are done filling it out, it'll have the button that says submit. You can change that. I'm not sure why you would, but you can. Make sure to put your email address here. This is not going to go to anyone right now. This is basically the notification that lets you know that people are filling out the form. So make sure to add your email here. This is the confirmation. So when they're done filling it out, this is the screen that pops up. This is the button. This is the code. Do not delete this. This is what you want to keep, but I put a little message here of you can put something here if you want, like thank you so much for signing in, have a great day, or enjoy the house, whatever you want. You don't have to have anything there. You can simply delete it, or you can put your own message. Yeah, but like I said, keep this. Don't touch this. And then also this little /open house. This is what's going to make the button reroute back to that back to your sign-in form. So you're not manually having to go over there and reset the page every single time someone sets it in. So this has to stay like this, and I'll show you on the next when we make the page why that's important. Anyway, so all these should be left kind of how they are. The CAPTCHA to the form, I would not mess with that. That's going to take forever, and you're not really worried about someone spamming you because you're going to be right in front of the people. So, and then lead capture, Nope, we don't want that. You can use that in the future, but you don't need not for this form. You won't need it. It's going to interact or interfere with kind of just how this goes. So active, yes. Email submissions. This leave it checked on if you want an email every single time someone signs up. It will have their information sent to you. There's other ways just to pull the information. You don't have to have it emailed to you every single time. It's just totally up to you. If you want to leave it on, leave it off. That part doesn't matter too much. That's kind of like personal preference. Admin approval, no. Display to logged in users. I really don't think you need this turned on because it's not a lead capture. So whatever you want, you can leave it as is because I don't think that's going to mess with anything. And then sending an email to the submitter. I would leave this checked off because this is the email that we don't have any control of customizing. It just sends them like an automated from Boston Logic thing saying like, thank you for signing up. And Susan had mentioned that she didn't really like that because it might upset the people, I guess, that are like signing in of like, oh, what did I sign up for? So it's up to you guys. I would leave that checked off. If you want to, you can, but there's just no way of there's no way of editing the verbiage. So we are down to form fields. This is where you have all your little, where they fill in things. First name, last name, email, phone number. If you want to add more, so you can see right here that it's text field, and that's how you would add more. If you wanted to add a text area, that's kind of like a bigger box. So like if it was like, I guess if you had, but sign in would be last. I guess if it would be like, how did you hear about us? And you wanted someone to explain how that like typed it all out, that would be a text area. If you wanted to say, how did you hear about this open house and just have it be buttons like online, through a friend, through my realtor, that would be like the button select. And those, I'm assuming the text field, text area, and radio button select are going to be, I would assume, the only ones you are going to need for this because it does not need to be a huge, robust form. So I'll go ahead and put this just so that you guys can see how to do it. So is open house capitalized? I don't know. We'll do it. So you can make it required or not. I wouldn't. It doesn't. It's totally up to you guys. Whatever you want to do. Add label. You could put we'll just do those because I can't think of anything else. And if you want to rearrange them, these little guys, you just hold them down and move them around. And same goes for these if you want to move this above phone number. If you don't even want phone number, just hit the little red X, goes away. Yeah. CC, I figured out, it's really weird. It's just if you want to add someone else's email address in here, I have no idea why you would want to do that. That would mean that person, if I wanted to send it to Nick, that if I put Nick's email address in here, he would get a copy of this submission. I have no idea why it's only this radio button select that lets you do that, but it does send the copy to the whole form. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so if you want to send it to someone else, go for it. I don't know why you would, but yeah. And then the last thing I guess about this would be the input type. As you notice, these two don't have it, but this one does. This just kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever filled out a form and you're trying just to get something, and when it says email, you don't want to get spam, so you just write like hello or something like that. This is going to stop that from happening. The email input type, with it being checked on, is going to look for the @ sign and the .com. If it does not have an @ or .com, it's going to spit the form back out, and it's going to have like a little red text that says like this isn't a valid email address. Same thing with phone number. If someone just types in one number or a letter or something, it's going to spit it out and say this isn't a valid phone number. The email and phone number would be the only ones that I would use. You don't need a URL, zip, or number. So if you want to have those as like a backup of like, please enter your correct information, then I would choose one of those. Okay, I was going to save this, but I'm not going to because I don't know if that's going to mess up all your guys' ones since I was the one that created this. So I'm just going to hit cancel. You are going to hit update. All your customization, whatever you want to do with this. Once you're done, hit update. Okay, so now that our form is good to go, we are going to go into content and pages, and we're just going to create a page for your open house. So it's gonna be like your specific open house page. So create new. And you can you can name this whatever you would like. If you are gonna do this a lot and you want it to just say open house 9:15. I have no idea. That's probably not a weekend, but that's fine. That like you put the date or something, or if you just wanna whatever. And then the path. This is what I was kind of talking about before, that it needs to stay / open house. So the best kind of example, I guess, with the path that I can show you, if you go, well, let's see what contact does. Okay, so this is the contact page. It's / contact. That's what's going to, like, that's that button's path. And if you change that, it's going to go to a page that doesn't work. So it's saying it doesn't exist. So that's why it needs to say that button that we made, it goes straight to a / open house. So if that's changed, it won't work. So just keep it as / open house. If for whatever reason you have to change this and you want it to say open house 1, like something went wrong and you have to change it, you are going to have to go back into that dynamic form, and right where that little piece of code was that said open house, you're going to want to change it to open house 1. This has to be the exact same as that piece of code for the button. And then form, you are just going to hit your open sign. I have 2 because of Nick's, but you're just going to click the one that you have, and you'll only have one option anyway. So, and as of right now, this will already work. Like this will already be a page because your form is already set to activate. You can add other things if you want, but you don't have to. These, don't worry about those. Page header, that's going to be a really huge image that you probably don't need for your open house. I don't know if there's any pages on here that have the headers. No, they don't, because they take up so much room on the front. I would not use this. I would just add a button or like an image in right here, kind of again like what Susan had done. So let's do we can change this to like bigger font, and then let's go ahead and throw an image in there if you want. Don't have to, sorry. This little guy is where you would put an image in. Browse server, and you can upload, and that will upload like whatever picture that you have on your desktop or computer or wherever, or if you have any images in here that you'd rather just use that are ready. It will throw it in there, and here is the size of it. If it's like a super huge like resolution picture, I would change it to like around 500 pixels. Again, you can mess with it because all you have to do is hit OK, and you'll see what it looks like. If it's too big, just go ahead and click on it, or too small, whatever, click on it, click back on that image, and you have access right here. For whatever reason, it defaults it to unlock the ratio. Put it back on so it doesn't skew your image, and then you can change it. There you go. You do not have to worry about any of this either. So let's go ahead and hit create. Oh, so I didn't change what I told you guys not to mess with. This needs to say open house. No, go back. Sorry, again, you guys, this is my 3rd time doing it, and I'm trying just to make it easy. Really? Haha. Okay, so fingers crossed that that does what it's supposed to. So then you'll go to your website, whatever URL, and you're just going to hit that and then open house. Ta-da! I'm really glad that worked. Okay, so there it is. That's what you had. The form automatically gets dropped below. So this is your sign-in. And as you can see, when you fill it out, and again, someone can do this with the email address, but I don't have to fill that out. So when you hit submit, it is going to go back, and then so this is your little message that if you wanted to have here, but then that is that button that you really want, because if someone just walks away from the laptop and it's just showing this, like they didn't obviously click that button, then someone will know just to go in there and click that, and then that's going to regenerate your form. So yeah, All right, you guys, that is it. I'm so sorry it's so long. I was just trying to be thorough. Again, I'm going to put like just like a step-by-step thing in the description on the YouTube video. So if it's just easier to do that, go for that. And I'm going to do another video. I'm trying to do more of these videos in general just to kind of walk through how to do things, but in Boston Logic. But I am going to do another video next Tuesday. I am going to do a video, or not a video, a class with Boston Logic, and then I will also make the video of how to get all those of you had a huge open house or whatever size open house, get those all the people that filled that out, export the list, and then add them in as a lead. So I'll show you guys how to do that next. Hopefully it's not as long. It's probably going to be half as long because it's not that big of a deal. But yeah. All right. Thank you guys.